That's fantastic. These are the new ones?
All the new ones, yeah. They're all sold in Germany.
Well, they're fantastic.
I mean, if you counted this picture anywhere, you would know, I would know, that it was a Phil Diggle. Yeah. And, you know, you wouldn't confuse it with anybody else. It doesn't look like anybody else's painting. It looks just like what it is, and it's a Phil Diggle.
There's something about Phil's work that sort of epitomises the energy and the attitude of Manchester.
Nic jiného nedělá, než maluje. Je opravdový, jo. Je to jeho vlastně životní náplň, vášeň.
He's a kind of punky sort of person, punky artist, really. It's in his veins, you know. In studio with us now, a fine artist, although maybe a creator of entertainment, Mr. Philip Diggle, late of this parish. Do you think, are you a fine artist, would you say?
Oh, no, I'm a painter. I mean, anybody can be an artist, even you're an artist. About 1974, I decided I wanted to be an artist. I didn't know what type of painting I wanted to do, so I just went through formal training. I was painting still lives, going around Manchester, drawing sketchbooks, getting to understand what paint's about. I never thought I'd become an abstract painter, but I do believe this is my turn on. You know, the paint turns me on. I do believe that. Else I won't be painting, would I? Or maybe I would, I don't know. I just enjoy painting, form of expression, I just enjoy painting. The physicality of painting. It's like tennis, I suppose. Because of the energy, the physicality of it all. Just like, I mean, people... some people, you could say, tennis is a substitute for sex, you know. It's a luxury. Painting's a luxury, man. I do know what I want to paint and what I want to do. I just feel like painting is somehow. I just feel like painting. You just get there. It's a journey. It's my excursion into reality. In the painting, that's my reality, and it's my excursion. You know, nature. Back to nature. I don't know where to start. I will drug you and fuck you on the permafrost. So here we are. This is nature. The lovely Amsterdams. I'm very fortunate to live round here, actually. Very fortunate. I love the place. I do get inspiration from the heath. Such a wonderful, lovely place. I think if you're looking at this area, there's a surface there. I think it reflects the light on the leaves and the greens. Millions and millions of greens. Lots of art inspires me. And that's what's good about living in London, is you can go out and see contemporary art in its raw state, you know. Well, I was influenced by the Picasso and Matisse exhibition at the Tate Gallery in London, and I was taken in by this, and I was reading Michel Houellebecq's Atomised and Platform and whatever at the time, and there's some form of sexuality in these works as well. There is a agitation and a sexual dimension in the works. You just pick up a book and then you're just reading a piece that might be interesting, and then suddenly it becomes maybe a piece in your painting by accident, you know, unconsciously. You just think, wow, I read this morning, and suddenly I'm painting in the afternoon, and therefore it ends up, a piece of it might end up like that. So, and obviously being in a studio like this, it's like your thoughts are more pure, you know. You've read something, you're doing something didactic, so it's good, it's good. And it's How to Kill a Cat. Kafka served up a cat to his friends in the war. This is How to Kill a Cat. How to Kill a Cat, you know, with the movement. There's its tail at all. You want the movement. First you put the cat in the door like that with its head. The head goes like that. The head of the cat is like that. Then you pull it by its tail. All right, and then you kill it. That's what he did. And he writes that in his book. Kafka writes that in his book, How to Kill a Cat. So here, in the war, sort of like you got the bit of the gloominess. Maybe if you was looking at a composition, it's like a war that, you know, it's got a feeling of war and things like that. And there's that movement, you know, the movement of actually doing something. You know, it's that, the killing of the cat. And maybe it's not. All this is just a mirror image. There's sounds in these, there's sounds here, there's rhythms, there's things, old photographs, your youth, it's just amazing, you know. It's just one of those things. It's just a part of your life now, you can't do anything about it. You know, it's been here 10, 15 years, and I mean 20 years I've been painting here, and you just carry on, you know, you just keep carrying on.
I'm there to educate people, or else it's not worth bothering doing any painting. But people are buried under the floor, you know, they're hidden away in tombs. A painting is there to reflect the age that we live in, i.e. I live in Thatcher's age. I live living in today's society, right? I'm lucky really, because I can be aggressive and violent within a canvas, you know, instead of going out and knifing something. That's what I'm doing, is breaking down ideas and bringing ideas from the community and things that are happening around into my painting.
You say you're angry. I'd say you're angry. Would you say you're angry?
Yeah, I'm angry, yeah. I mean, I'm really angry about a number of things, but as an artist, I'm not a politician or anything. I can't do anything for anybody. I can only put out my anger and show people through what I do is, this is, you know, a certain attitude to life.
growing up in a working class background is that violence, and that's what Phil's art's like, you know. It's a violent array of emotions, you know. It's raw energy. He used to do his action paintings, and I'd like get a tape with some mad backdrop of sound on, and like do wah-wah guitar. So he complemented his music, you know, and I'd like abstract wah-wah guitar playing to his crazy, you know, splashes and, you know, splishes.
There's a sense of time that is impossible to replicate and reinvent. It's all about being at a certain age, in a certain place, at a certain time, with culturally everything else that was going on in the city. And these pictures epitomise that for me. They've got such a sense of energy and dynamic.
Just something inside me I wanted to get out, and some of the surfaces of the painting went haywire. Before, I was congested by having too much history in my paintings and things like that, or my social background. The new stuff's quite open. This is quite my youth and things. These marks here have become bigger. You know, them marks have become like that. Them marks have become more like this. You know, so there. But you can see all this unconsciously is going into this. You know, the new. You know, all that. Oh, now it's. I don't know, it's moved on, hasn't it? It's going into there and there and things like that. And it's bizarre. I'll just have a look, actually, while we're here, just to see. I painted this in the summer, and I painted them about 10 years ago, so I was thinking of a new version of that. That's more like a motorway, that, isn't it? So, That's 15 years ago. That yellow. And here it is again. 15 years later. It's there.
It seems to be the end of the season.
Human conditions have been removed at the moment. There's more to do with like a language of paint and a language of literature. I think there's more fluency in my work and more space in the work. And I think that's to do with my more of the social movements that I've come across and things like that.
Thanks for coming, everybody. It's been fantastic tonight. Everybody's going to the class.
I love the idea that you can still hear the police sirens, and you can be in the middle of nature and still hear the police sirens going on here. You know, listen to that. That's music. Amazing. I won't be painting pictures like this in Manchester, let's put it that way. I've been on my own voyage of discovery. And then I ended up in London. It's been perfect to paint pictures, you know. And you just think, bloody hell. I was locked in a mental straitjacket, physical straitjacket in Manchester, you know, sexual torment. You know, just stuck there in Manchester. I did all what I could. I just had to get out of the fucking shithole. You don't come to London, I suppose, just to get away from Manchester or Newcastle, or you come to London to develop your cultural dimension. So I just thought I'll start a new change, you know, London's new. Even though I've been here 20 years and I've been inside this shithole, and it has been a shithole as well, you know. It's nice having windows these days. It used to be very, very dark in here, in this room. No toilet, stairs and things like that.
Candles, no lights, no electricity, no food, but only painting.
And now there's space. I've got a bath, I've got stairs, I've got...
So now it has become a luxury house.
Yes, it's luxury, really. Yeah, it's become a luxury house now. That's it. It's too late. Start painting luxury items.
There was a time when he couldn't afford canvas, but he took the floorboards from out of his studio to put on the wall in an exhibition. I mean, that, you know, he lived and breathed his craft.
Dokonce z toho jeho chudého období jsou záběry nebo jsou dokumenty, kdy on maloval jenom černou a bílou, protože neměl peníze na barvy.
You never stop. You just work on what's available at the price, really. You just work on paper, you know, and things like that. You just develop ideas, collages. Obviously, I just have a turn on about painting in oil. I love painting oil paintings. That's my big thing, you know.
Všechny peníze, které má, v podstatě dá do barev a do pláten, je takové plátno. To je hromada barev, to má, tam jsou kila a kila barev, jo. To je prostě drahá záležitost v dnešní době.
It is your time past, you know, your time past, and that, I mean, I look at that and it does remind me of my starker days, you know, it does, bloody hell. I look at them and I think, bloody hell, I remember having no money when that one was floating around, you know. Yeah, you have your ups and downs. You paint a certain number of paintings and then suddenly, you know, it's... people are not interested in your painting anymore, or, you know, the direction you're going into, and some people are. It depends.
There's a lot of quirky people with quirky homes that require quirky art, and Phil's transcends that. It's not stylistic for a short period of time. It's got real integrity and quality to it that keeps it timeless as far as I'm concerned.
This kind of stuff is not fashionable. Mr. Diggle, does it ever worry you that this isn't fashionable?
This is not fashionable at all. It's just a statement. It's a gesture of a language that has been formed over a period, just like James Joyce's words.
Hi. How are you?
Yeah,
there you go. That's yours.
Thanks very much. Oh, that's Christmas in England.
Připomíná punčový řez. Hezky.
It's nice, really, to have a number of people responding to your work and wishing and buying your art without pushing it on them in some market value. I've got two big like that, 6 foot by 6 red and blacks, right? All that money that you give me in the summer, I just bought massive canvases and I've got enough for 5 shows. I've just worked my balls off. I've certainly enjoyed having more money to buy paint.
Because of having lesser money, you're more thinking, well, I've got to do this right because I've prepared the background, I've done things, and then like the new stuff, you just get on with it and just paint. You know, you're not bothered because you just change it to something else or something like that. You're just in on the game, really.
If you start thinking that you can sell your work and things like that, maybe you can, but it's not going to get you anywhere. You know, I think you've really got to decide on what your aims and objectives are in the paintings and develop your work before you start becoming a business person. You need money to paint, and it's just as simple as that, really. Everybody works for money, don't they? You got no fucking money. Fuck. I wanted to teach. I still am teaching, and pays the bills, you know. When you've got no money and your house is going to be took off you and things like that, I suppose. I love teaching. It's an inspiration. It has been an inspiration. Especially in some of the tough schools of London.
So do you think you have any future geniuses in your class? Do you think you have
millions of geniuses? We're all geniuses. I'm inspired by the kids, though, when they paint. There's something about the innocence of it all. Taking risks. It'll be nice to live in New York or something, live in another town, going back to that, and give up teaching, yeah, and just paint. That'd be wonderful. In my studio, I'm just painting using a physical substance. You know, it's really the physicality of paint on canvas. And it's a lot of movement and a lot of direction. There's a lot of movement. And I suppose some of the rhythms end up in the rhythms of my brushstrokes. It's an unconscious thing. I'm not consciously thinking about Hampstead Heath. I'm thinking about how I put the paint on the canvas, and are they working? Obviously, you get paintings that you set out and they just don't work at all. I've had lots of paintings that they've just not worked, not very good. You just destroy all them. You know, you're working in a direction to get to another type of painting. And that's what's good about working in oil paint, really. It's the scraping on, pulling it off, the arabesque, the construction ideas within the painting. It's all these things. They're still breathing. They're still...
What's the process? Do you build up the paint, or do you go back to it periodically?
Yeah, you just go back, keep going back and forwards and back and forwards too.
And why are you going back to it all the time? Why are you actually changing these paintings? Are they unfinished in your mind?
Yeah.
As such?
They really are, some of them. You just wake up one morning and just say, you know, like, oh, this is finished, you know. You just say to yourself, this, you know, this is finished. And you feel like it, you just think, that's it, enough's enough, you know, and it's unbelievable that, you know, that is finished. I don't know why, I know it's finished. It's bizarre.
It slightly sort of pisses me off that people don't recognise that there's a great deal of thought goes into this painting, because they tend to think of you as a sort of bundle of energy. You're doing this, you're doing that, you're abrasive, you're quick, you're self-deprecatory and all the rest of it. But actually, I mean, what they don't see is the fact that you work in this studio for weeks and months on end when you're actually on a painting jag, and you really are putting a great deal of thought into the paintings. It's like really very carefully considered art, and it has to be recognised, I think, as such.
Smell that fresh air, it's like being in the country. It makes you want to take off and fly like a plane.